The 10 most unbelievable moments in sports. There are some moments in sports that define lifetimes. This is the beauty of passionate fans. They live and die for their teams, and when they rise to the occasion, they share it with everyone. Today, we're going to talk about these sporting events that left a mark on their audiences. They were talked about then, and they hold historical significance now. So, let's get started. Number 10. Argentina, England, and the Hand of God. In the backdrop of Falklands War, Argentina took on the challenge of England at the Azteca Stadium. In the searing Mexican sun, two real-world rivals came together. God was not in a good mood that day, and in the 90 minutes of play, he showed his resentment. Unhappy with the bullying, the seeds for historic rivalry were sown that day. Maradona was the key for Argentina, and England was well aware of that. They had seen his video footage and knew what to expect, but they'd planned for a mortal that day, not a devious god. After showing glimpses of his talent in the first half, the pint-sized forward ascended after the break. 6 minutes in, he would go on to change the game. Taking the ball out of the box, Maradona passed it to Jorge Valdano. The English defenders rushed towards the Real Madrid legend, and after back and forth, an air ball went towards England's goalkeeper, Peter Shilton. Maradona would have been offside, but since it was Steve Hodge whose clearance went past his defense, Diego was clear to move. Maradona had a clear disadvantage over the tall Shilton, but what he lacked in height, he made up for with his smarts. Carefully disguising his hand, he got to the ball and sent it goal-bound, giving Argentina the lead. Referee Ali Benassour gave the goal, which was seconded by the linesman. The English players protested, while Maradona rejoiced. Moments later, the Argentinian genius would go on to score the best goal in soccer history. But it's the hand of God that got worldwide acclaim and notoriety. Before we move on, I've got a little challenge for all of you that'll just take 5 seconds to complete. So here's the deal. You leave a like on this video, smash that subscribe button, and hit the notification bell. And boom, 25 years of amazing luck. Try it, it really works. Number 9. Floyd Mayweather Jr. vs. Conor McGregor. This was not a proper boxing match, but an exhibition match. But don't tell that to Floyd Mayweather, who still counts it as a win. He extended his professional boxing undefeated streak to 50 victories and 0 defeats. And all he had to do was wait patiently, allow the Irish mixed martial artist to gas out and beat him. And he did exactly that in the 10th round and claimed a technical knockout victory. But the reason this fight, also promoted as the money fight and the biggest fight in combat sports history, makes our list in its production. Boxing is a highly specialized sport, unlike mixed martial arts, but no one was discussing that in the build-up to the fight. Mayweather was also going to win. The promotional extravaganza and how celebrities got in the mix has never been seen before. Even the great Muhammad Ali would have been proud at the showboating and antics of the fighters before the match. And with the win in this professional boxing match, Mayweather was able to surpass the 49-0 record of Rocky Marciano, while also pocketing $275 million in the process. Number 8. Jesse Owens in the 1936 Olympics. It's alright if you haven't been introduced to Jesse Owens. After all, his claim to fame came in 1936, and he didn't participate in another Olympic event after it. He was a supreme athlete and rocked hosts Germany and the world with his speed. He not only questioned Adolf Hitler's beliefs of the Aryan race's supremacy, but shattered them. Owens was undeterred and had a single goal: to win and make his mark. He won the 100-meter and 200-meter dash, the long jump goal, and the 400-meter sprint relay. The 4 gold medals he won caused quite a controversy for the team. And for the German Reich, Jewish-American sprinters Marty Glickman and Sam Stroller were replaced for the African-American duo of Jesse Owens and Ralph Metcalfe. The removed team members had set the world record in previous meets, and were let go for political reasons. As for Hitler and the Nazi Party, the myth of Aryan supremacy was laid bare in front of millions. Number 7. Leicester City's Premier League title. Chelsea were the English champions of the 2014-15 Premier League season. They had an expensively assembled squad and one of the best tacticians, Jose Mourinho. Their target was to avoid regulation, not challenge the English top-flight supremacy. But they did it against all odds, and in the end, the champions wore another shade of blue. The Foxes started the season inauspiciously. There were wins sandwiched between draws. Their first defeat came on the 7th match day. Leicester City had recorded 3 draws by then. Their next defeat would be on the 18th match day. They drew only 2 games and won the remaining 9. Only Arsenal at the Emirates would defeat them again, and the Foxes will go on to be crowned Premier League champions. London duo Arsenal and Tottenham finished behind Leicester City, while Manchester City and Manchester United trailed by 15 points. This Leicester City team proved that money is not the only ingredient to success, and that you just need a certain spark to make history. Number 6. The Miracle on Ice. The Soviet Union were the most dominant team in ice hockey and had won the gold medal in 5 of 6 previous Winter Olympic Games. But this was all about to change at the 1980 Winter Olympics in Lake Placid, New York. They were favorites to win again, but were upset by a team of young players without significant experience. To make matters more interesting, the game was played at the height of the Cold War. Better sporting scripts of political tensions could not have been written, as the United States overcame the odds and beat the overwhelming favorites. In this round-robin decider, the United States defeated the Soviets. Being down 3-2 at the end of the second quarter, they rallied to make it 4-3 in the third period. The Americans would go on to beat Finland in their final group game to take gold. The medal and the victory over the Soviets have become one of the most iconic moments in U.S. sports and the Winter Olympics. Sports Illustrated hailed the Miracle on Ice as the top sports moment of the 20th century, while the International Ice Hockey Federation, IIHF, titled it as the best international hockey story of the past 100 years. Number 5. Pakistan wins Champion Trophy. How do you win one of the most prestigious competitions in cricket? By maneuvering around the rules to get in the competition and then losing the first game. Not many can lay claim to the audacious, but Pakistan cricket can. Not only would they make it to the final, but go on to defeat their arch-rivals India to lift the trophy. Mind you, this is the same Indian side that beat them emphatically in their first group game. The Indian side registered an impressive 125-run victory and would go on to beat everyone who stood in their way. On the other hand, Pakistan was hanging on for dear life after their first match. They upset the South Africans and barely got over the line against Sri Lanka. By the time they'd played England, their bags were already packed. But they overcame a sluggish Three Lions team and set date with destiny. India awaited them, and it didn't look good. But the Pakistani side was on an upturn. Everything would turn in their favor on June 18, 2017. Track star. He was good at the London Olympics, but not exceptional. But in Brazil, he didn't look back and set his mind on being among the greats. And that's exactly what he achieved. Justin Gatlin and Tyson Gay were no match for him in the 100-meter and 200-meter. He followed it up with the 400-meter relay, and in doing so, he became the first man to win these gold medals in 3 different Olympic events. Triplet triple, 3 sprinting gold medals in 3 consecutive Olympics. Number 3. Naomi Osaka, US Open win. She's Japanese if the name didn't give it away, and like the island nation, she likes to achieve big feats. Naomi was only 20 when she claimed her first Grand Slam title, but it was the manner in which she achieved it that gets her an entry on this list. In the 2018 US Open, she stormed to the finals. During the entirety of her victorious campaign, she only lost a total of 7 games, and this even includes her final against women's tennis juggernaut, Serena Williams. The final was not even closely contested, as she defeated Serena Williams for the second time in 2018 to win her first major title. But it was the off-field controversy that Williams caused during the match, and how Osaka kept her cool, that earned her praise. Williams got in a verbal fight with the chair umpire, went on a tirade, and gave the worst possible example for young tennis fans. Naomi didn't even begrudge her. After all, she'd become the first woman to contest a Grand Slam singles final, and the first Japanese Grand Slam singles champion. Number 2. Manchester City title win, 2012. We're back to soccer for our penultimate entry. Manchester City defeated Queen's Park Rangers 3-2 on the final day of the season and were crowned champions. But that's not why we're here. They finished their 44-year title drought with the Premier League title, and they snatched the title from their crosstown rivals' jaws. Manchester United had defeated Sunderland while they were only a goal down as they entered stoppage time, leaving it as late as possible to claim their victory with just 100 seconds remaining on the clock. It was pure pandemonium at the stadium, and as news reached Old Trafford, the gloom set in. United's victory was in vain, and Manchester City would go on to set the foundation of their dominance in English football. Number 1. The Rumble in the Jungle. The greatest of all time. Sportscasters and analysts like to hold this title for the best of the best. And long before it became cool to anoint someone with this title, Muhammad Ali laid claim to it. He's no longer the greatest of all time. That title falls too short for him. He's in a league all his own and would frequently cause traffic jams by simply going for a walk. And Rumble in the Jungle might be his greatest story. Coming into the match with a young George Foreman, Ali was the 4-1 underdog, but he didn't let it disrupt him. For this historic boxing event in the Democratic Republic of Congo, Ali shook the world again. In the presence of 60,000 fight fans at the Stade Tata Raphael and a record-estimated television audience of 1 billion viewers worldwide, Muhammad Ali cemented his legacy by knocking out the heavy-hitting Foreman just before the end of the 8th round. Ali would later engage in classic matches with Joe Frazier and bow out as the greatest to ever have graced the ring.